next thing I'm going to demonstrate is how to measure and verify that you're getting the required flow rate that you need for your applications. If you think back to our ground rig example, we had determined that in order to apply 10 gallons per acre, 12 miles per hour with 20 inches between our nozzles, we needed a flow rate of 0.40 gallons per minute. And we had looked at the catalog and we had selected the Turbo T-Jet 110 degree 04 nozzle to be operated at 40 psi in order to generate that flow rate of 0.4 gallons per minute. So the next thing I would do is go to my sprayer and get it operating at that pressure. And I'm using a spray table here instead of a sprayer, but the principle is the same. So I'm going to flip this on and I'm going to adjust my output until my pressure is around 40 psi. And in this case, for this example, I'm going to use the spot-on sprayer calibrator. This is a flow meter. I'm just going to turn it on. It's measuring in gallons per minute. And it's ready to spray now. So I'll hold it under the nozzle. And 0.39 gallons per minute. So I'm almost there. I need a flow rate of 0.4 gallons per minute. Usually there'll be a little bit of pressure loss in the system. So I'm going to increase pressure slightly. This again. .40 gallons per minute. So I've got the exact flow rate that I need to make my application. One thing that's important to come back and periodically do, after we've made our initial calibration, we figured out our flow rate, we know we have a nozzle size and pressure that gives us, is throughout the season, periodically we want to come back and recheck our nozzle flow rate. So if we've done this and we know we have the right flow rate, later on in the season, if I do the same measurement, same pressure, and I get a flow rate of say 0.43 gallons per minute, what that tells me is flow rate out of this nozzle has increased. That's because my nozzle has worn out, the orifice size has gotten bigger, and at that same pressure, there's more output. So usually a 5 to 10% increase in flow rate, that's the time that we want to think about replacing the nozzle. It's worn out, the orifice size is too large, we need to get new nozzles. Another way to measure the output for the nozzle in gallons per minute instead of using the flow meter is to just use a catch cup and a stopwatch. So what I'm going to do is hold this catch cup under the nozzle and collect spray for 1 minute's time. And for these lower output nozzles, I usually do measure the output for 1 full minute. If you're using a nozzle that has a higher flow rate, a lot of times the catch cup is too small to catch the output for 1 minute. So you just measure it for 30 seconds and then double it to get your gallons per minute flow rate. But since this is a lower output nozzle, it's only going to put out 0.4 gallons, it should be putting out 0.4 gallons in 1 minute, I'll easily be able to contain that within the catch cup. Turn the sprayer off, let this settle down, and it looks like 48, 50, put out about 54 fluid ounces. So I know that the flow rate out of this nozzle was 54 fluid ounces in 1 minute. So the last thing that I'll demonstrate on the sprayer calibration calculator is this menu option, convert value. And with this, we've got a lot of different options that we can use to convert value. We can convert flow rates, spray application rates, volume by area, weight by volume, speed, yield, distance, pressure, area, volume, or weight. These are all just different options for converting different variables, and so depending on what variables you want to use, all of them are obviously associated with some type of sprayer application. So in our case, we have measured the flow rate out of our nozzle in fluid ounces per minute, and I did my calculations based on flow rate in gallons per minute. So what I need, the final step to verify that I'm getting the right output, is to convert this fluid ounces per minute into a gallon per minute. So I'm going to choose flow rates, and on the top here I'm going to switch from gallon per minute to fluid ounces per minute, and what I wanted to calculate is gallons per minute. So I'm going to enter in the fluid ounces that I measured, which was about 54 fluid ounces, and it calculates that that is equivalent to a flow rate of 0.42 gallons per minute. So it's a little bit above what I wanted. I would again back that pressure down until I got that 0.4 gallon per minute. So that's just an example. Again, there's lots of different variables that you can convert with the sprayer application app.